Fortnite is currently in a really good state right now, but all we need now is for the Simpsons to save Fortnite, because the truth is, even though Fortnite Mess has been a really good update, as it always is, the mini-season coming as part of the final season of Chapter 6 will genuinely be the decider for Chapter 6, but also how we get into Chapter 7. And in my mind, this is going to be an all-or-nothing season, and in my mind, we can't have a repeat of the Galactic Battle mini-season. But before we cover why the Simpsons will revive Fortnite and how that is actually going to happen, let's take a look at this season, because in Fortnite Season 4, it's all been very confusing since the very beginning. Something just hasn't felt really right, it's just been all wrong, and it comes down to a mixture of things. And the biggest and most important problem starts with the storyline. A lot of you might not really care about the storyline, but for those who love completing quests, well, this season was a nightmare, as we had to wait for over 30 days per quest batch update, which is actually really bad from Epic Games, but we also didn't have any voice lines for ages. And to be completely honest, I'm not even sure if we got any in the end, but either way, this is a big problem because it makes the game dry and boring. And if we go back to last season, the super season set us up perfectly for a big season, with the Kraken monster being revealed at the end of last season, and then the bug infestation and hives showing up around Demon's Domain being caused by the Kraken monster tentacle. Daigo was also set free from the Dark Presence and the Spirit Realm, just like Jade was at the end of the first season in Chapter 6. At this point, everything was lining up to be a great season, but a few issues were never really properly answered, and this started even before the season took place. The supernovas just went off the grid entirely. Some of them remained part of the storyline, but they pretty much had no purpose, and instead we got a brand new team OXR, which had no explanation at all. I mean, I like the idea of this team, but it just didn't make any sense to me. Unless, of course, they're going to work together in the end of this season's live event, but either way, this could have been explained so much better. However, that said, a lot of Fortnite's problems can be fixed very easily, and this literally starts with basically stop adding massive collaborations and instead focus on the storyline and the gameplay. We could have secret skins that have storyline purpose and not random collaborations that literally don't do anything for us. How about they bring back secret skins that we didn't know what they were going to be doing and the challenges that unlock the skin, just like Road Trip Enforcer and Aim from the Hunting Party quests? I don't know if you guys remember them, because there is just this lack of purpose within the game, and it's been like this for a long time now, and I'd go as far to say it's not been the same since Chapter 5. Now, when it comes to general gameplay effects, there were a lot of problems, and things that Fortnite still need to fix. Reload has basically taken over Battle Royale and almost every other mode, and I definitely prefer the fast-paced aspect of Reload compared to Battle Royale, because to be completely honest, Chapter 6 has really struggled, and this boils down to the size of the map. I think it's way too big, and running around the map feels a lot like effort. I just haven't particularly loved any of the Fortnite seasons this chapter. They've all felt quite off. But anyways, moving on to the Simpsons mini-season, I think the most important thing is, of course, the skins that are involved in the Battle Pass and the item shop, because they could bring so many skins, and a lot of the community would pretty much like it, and there won't be too much complaints about this. But the map is just as important, because by recreating very specific locations to the Chapter 6 map, recreating Springfield, this would seriously help the season a lot. But that said, it's genuinely going to be very difficult to pull this off. My best guess is that the community won't like this too much, as the storyline during this season is going to be forced and confusing. I really don't know how we will go from The Simpsons to Chapter 7. It makes no sense at all. We have literally seen this in the past. Collaboration seasons are risky, and player numbers will reflect that, because no matter how much fun Epic Games tries to make the season, it probably won't be enough. I'm going to give you two examples, one where it did work and one where it didn't work. Let's start with the one that didn't work. Let's take a look at the Star Wars season. This whole season, it just wasn't fun. It was way too chaotic, and the fact that you couldn't get ammo was just horrendous. The season final live event was actually quite good. I did quite like the idea of this, but it was almost too late for this to save that season. However, Fortnite did take a risk, and that was with the remix season. Obviously, they added rappers and artists, which worked out to be a great season. I really liked how they went into Chapter 6. It was a great idea, and it was a big risk that paid off. But The Simpsons is a difficult one to figure out, as it just seems like a strange idea. A large amount of the Fortnite community has probably never even watched The Simpsons, so it's going to be hard to combat this and make it work. But at the same time, I do think that this is the perfect time for The Simpsons mini-season, because other than the first few days of the bug invasion this season, it was all over the place since then. The bugs also randomly disappeared out of nowhere, which again wasn't explained like the supernovas disappeared last season too. Fortnite seems to be doing everything off screen within the storyline, which keeps us out of the loop, and it makes us unsure of exactly what is happening, which causes even more issues with the characters, as I personally just don't really care about any of the OXR members. Chapter 6 started off really well, with Daigo, Kendo, Jade, Hope, Shogun X, and Nitrose. They were all really exciting characters that had dilemmas, cool appearances, and so much more to offer than what we have now. Because right now, we have Megazord, the Power Rangers, and just random skins that no one really cares about. And if we are being so honest, Fortnite Mares has just about made this season so much better. We got really good collabs, and more is coming on the way. A whole new reload map, separate map changes in Battle Royale, and it just seems like one of the best Halloween updates we have ever got, and that's not even an exaggeration. And because of this direction, it seems to be going into a positive place. I think this is all hyping us up for one thing, and that is what we're getting in 2 weeks, The Simpsons mini-season. The next few weeks are going to be really telling in the direction we are going. We still have a few unanswered questions, and the final end of season live event has the potential to be amazing. This is going to be the Spirit Realm Siege, and for those that don't know what this means, we are most likely going to be entering into the Spirit Realm and finally seeing the Dark Presence, which in my opinion is the best thing that Fortnite can do for a live event to end off the final full season of Chapter 6. And the hype is already taking place, because the veil between Oninoshima and the Spirit Realm is so sensitive right now. I mean, look how the access point has expanded after weakening compared to the start of the season. This is genuinely pretty crazy. So yeah, I'm very excited to see where this goes, and I'll be making these videos as much as I can. So do be sure to hit that big red subscribe button on the channel. Also, drop a like if you agree with anything I've said, but do let me know what you guys want to see in the Simpsons mini-season, Chapter 7, or the live event coming up, because there's a lot that can change within the next few weeks. I also have my socials in the description down below too, and make sure to leave hype because that really helps the channel. But 2 videos will show up on the screen if you want to watch more content just like this here on the channel.